Hey y'all, it's me, Niecy Lynn. I hope you are having a happy December 2nd. Here we are at Vlogmas Day 2. Aria Kyle is resting. I don't think she's gonna nap, but she is resting. We have been doing all the things today. She got here and needed her second breakfast because she's like, they're like little hobbits. You know, they have to have all their breakfast. So she had to have second breakfast of cereal. And then she needed to go for a walk, so which means we ran part of the way and walked because she'll say run, walk, and all this. So we did this. I guess it took us about 20 minutes or so. It's probably about 10 minutes to stop signing back. And we got back, and then she needed third breakfast, so she had to have a banana for third breakfast. And so then she crafted, she's been painting, she gets, they love these little things. You can get them at like Joann's or Hobby Lobbies, these little things like this. So she has worked on this morning. This is Hot Cocoa, the girl, and Candy Cane is the boy. And so that's who she made today. I can't figure out, to me, they could go either way, but I don't know, it's just me. Because if it was me, I'd wear the top hat, so you know, you get to pick and decide. So anyway, their names are Candy Cane, Hot Cocoa. She's painted, what else? Oh, she used the hole punches for a while. She's made the little hole punch things. And then she, like I said, had her lunch, and now she's resting a little bit. So we'll see if this resting holds out. If not, she's fine in here. She just has to put her pajamas back on because she likes to sleep in her panties, and you know she can't be running here on live TV with just in her panties. So she had to slip her pajamas on. But I thought that today we would make a quick wreath. We'll do it in real time. I don't know how long it'll take. I never time myself on things like this, but everywhere has been sold out of these, and they finally got some back in. I do have some evergreen ones, some fake evergreen ones that we'll decorate another day probably, but this is the one I like on the front door. I don't know why, this is just my thing for the front door right now. This ribbon, I think Diane asked about non-wired. Non-wired is the same, you use the same technique, it's just a little bit trickier. You're gonna have to really twist it before you go on to the next loop, because it's gonna lay kind of how you twist it more than the other. You can really shape the wired. So the size will be the same as far as your size of loops you want, but you're really gonna have to get that twist in and try to make sure you don't show your blank side if you have a blank side of the ribbon. This is I used the kind of tan and black on the front door for the wreath that's on there now for Thanksgiving, Halloween, fall. It is Hobby Lobby's the only place I found it. Let's see if it'll focus on it. $11.99. Item number 1827278. If any of y'all have to order offline, but that's the red, and it is long. It's a good amount. It's 15 feet. And you know, if you wait, if it's not on sale this week, wait, and it'll be on sale next week. This was the last two that they had on the shelf. I don't know if they had any more in the back, but these were the last two. So you'll need a wreath. This one I think is a 24-inch. That's what I like for my front door. The ones I have in the bedroom say they're 24 evergreen, but they're smaller because it's just the outside rim after you spread it out. That's 24, so you'll need wire cutters, so you can like borrow your husband's. I keep these in my bag. I have a bag. I guess I could show my bag. I keep all this stuff together. If I go to a wedding or if I go to somebody's house to make things, I have this denim bag I've had forever. I have my wire cutters in it. I have some paddle wire. I have just regular floral wire. It comes in 3 weights. I've got a couple of bags over here. I keep that in there. I keep my glue gun, and I don't know, I'll hold it up so you can see on here. Because if I'm going somewhere and I want to put it back in the bag, I just unplug it, fold it over on it, and then I can put it right back in the bag. This paper is from November 30th of 2014. So that's how long this paper been traveling around with this glue gun. This is my old messy glue gun. I have one, the new one that's a little cleaner. But this one I carry around. I've been using it all that time. It is, I think it says Thermo Grip 208, but it's older than that newspaper. So yeah, you'll need, and you will not need this many things. I'm making numerous wreaths to give to other people and stuff. So I've got 2 of these that are just like mixed foliage and some red berries. It's got a few pine cones on there. It's got a little holly, a little cedar, and like this. So you could definitely just use one of these if you're just making one wreath. I have this that's all tangled together because I wanted some white, a little bit of white on here. It is from Hobby Lobby, $11.99 for the one. And so, you know, like I said, I think everything in there, Christmas is on like half off right now, but anything normally if it's not on sale the one week, it'll be on sale the next week. So I try to wait. My Joann's has a little bit of greenery and flowers. Our Michael's has a little bit, but the Michael's is not near as close to me as getting to the Joann's is here in town, and I grab things there when I can. They just don't have a whole lot of floral. So this came from Hobby Lobby, and then these guys here are just red, and I'm gonna show y'all. I try to get, and these are not the ones, but be able to show. See how when you bust that, it's white underneath? I hate that. These berries are not gonna hold up. If you can find ones that are red kind of all the way through, if you poke them with your finger and the white doesn't show, and this has a little plastic coating over it, so it will last better than some of the others. Like, okay, here we go. This is cut off of a garland here, and I'll do that a lot of times because you can get a garland for cheaper and whack a garland all apart. But see, look at this. See, it's white on the inside, and it's like a super thin little painting on this one. These are not going to hold up as well to next year, especially if they're outside. So if you're wanting to use yours for numerous years and you store it responsibly, I mean, you can get those wreath boxes and things, but that's really expensive, y'all. I am the queen of putting a trash bag over it and hanging it in the attic, hanging it in the garage, hanging it in a closet that nobody gets in, just hang it on the wall behind the clothes with the trash bag over it. And that thing will stay just fine till next year. You may have to fluff up the bow some. You might even have to redo the bow. So if you have extra ribbon, hang on to it. But if you're gonna try to use something again and again, if you can spend a little bit more, they will hold up a lot better than these. So for what it's worth. I start at the bottom. I think that's all my supplies I have here. And scissors, you gotta have your scissors. Or a chenille stem. If you don't have wire, pipe cleaner, chenille stem will work just fine. So we are going to start with our bow here. We're gonna let it roll. And I will probably want to tail about that long at least on this. What is that, probably about a foot, guessing. And we're just gonna pinch up. So here's our front. I've got it between my index and my thumb, okay? And this, I'm not gonna put a whole lot of loops on here, probably 6 max. So I'm gonna go about right here. What's that, maybe 6 inches? First loop, 6 inches, and it is thick. We were laughing yesterday about having to make big velvet bows to go on top of cars out of ribbon this wide. You get like 40 ribbon, number 40 ribbon, and it is like so wide and heavy, and you get a cramp in your hand, but you just had to keep going. So we've pinched up here, and now we're gonna twist, okay? So here we have twisted. So here's our front, so here's our first loop, our tail, And now our good side is to the front again, okay? So here we are, we're to the front again. And we're just gonna try to get these two about the same size here. Here's our thumb, here's our index finger. We're gonna slide this under and start pinching it up again, okay? I'm just pushing that in there. So here we have 1 loop, 2 loop, our front tail. Now, but we gotta twist to make sure we get our good side back out again. So now we're putting in our 3rd loop. So on this one, we're gonna go 1 length, a little bit longer, and then a little bit longer, okay? So we'll do 1, 2, 3 staggered, and on this side, 1, 2, 3 staggered. So this one, I'm gonna go down toward the bottom of my body. It doesn't matter if you go up or down first, either way. Just a little bit of length extra in there. And you can pull it out until it's just barely longer than that one. We're gonna twist. And so here we are, just like we started. Here's my thumb, here's my index finger, here's our front tail where we started, and we've twisted, and we're getting ready to go for our 4th loop here. So we're gonna go just a little bit longer. All right, I'm gonna pull that out of the way so you can kind of see the size and length there. We're gonna here again, just push it back under. And you're just kind of pleating it as you push it in. Just pleat, pleat, scrunch it up, pleat, pleat, scrunch it up like that. Okay, so here we are. Here we are now, okay? We've got 2 loops on each side and a tail in the front and a tail in the back. We're gonna put our last loop. This is the last loop I want on here. I think sometimes I add more, because what we'll do is we'll go here after we get these other 2 loops on, and we'll kind of see our size, how big we are on there. I don't want the whole thing to be a bow. I don't want people driving down the street and go, oh dang, look, there's a bow in that door. If you want a bow on the door, that's fine, but that ain't where I'm trying to get with this. And I just pulled it out accidentally right then. So then just re-crunch. All right, yeah. So we have 1, 2, 3 right there. We have our front tail, 1, 2, and we're gonna go for 3 back here on this one. And it doesn't matter that it's flopping because we're gonna glue it on here. Okay, so we're gonna go, if you can see about right there. And get our last little thing going here. Okay, that's a handful. And that's probably about right. So then we're gonna try to cut, Lord of mercy, y'all. We're gonna try to cut off this guy about the same right here. So I'm going to hold it with the one hand. And now if your hand is full and you don't want to try to add this extra, because I'm going to use this little piece I have left just to make another set of tails. If your hand is too full, you can tie off right here. If your hand is getting a cramp, do not feel like you have to keep on holding on. This ain't a contest, ain't nobody know what's going on. So I'm just going to push this other last piece in and give me just some more long tails, because that piece I don't think is long enough to get me to the top of the door anyway, so that's the only other thing I was going to do with it. So here we go. Get a piece of wire right here. It's a little bit heavier. You can use your chenille stem. Like I said, I like this wire. You can use another piece of ribbon. I've used bread ties. I ain't gonna try to pretend like I ain't. I sure have. And we're gonna tie this thing up right here. And so now we can do anything with it now because it's all tied in here. And now we can start moving things around. Fluffing it up some. I've kind of got this hooked on the cabinet handles to kind of hold on. And these pieces of wire, I'm just going to try to put where y'all can see. Just push in. And you should be able to kind of wiggle them through the back. You can wrap around either way. Wrap around, wiggle them through the back. Because we're gonna also glue, so we're gonna be fine. We're gonna glue it either way too, so. Okay, so here we have this guy, this loop here, and we're gonna glue him on. When we're all done, all this will be glued and situated quite tightly on here. These tails, we won't leave this long, but we'll worry about that later. But if you're a person who doesn't like a lot of froof, you could absolutely do this. You can put the bow at the top too. For some reason, I'm in a bow at the bottom mode. Don't know why, but I am. This is that garland that I had whacked apart. It's just, let me see if I can grab it here. It just looks like this. And I think I got it after, I think this was one came from after Christmas last year. So things like this, if you go to Michael's, Joann's, I think y'all have other things up north, Mardale's, somethings, after Christmas, and these are cheap, grab a couple. You can weave them in with other garlands. You can cut them apart. I mean, I am the queen of cutting them apart and using them on stuff. No shame in my game. And I wanted to show, this is how it was when I cut it off. It was a longer piece. I whacked off this much. And then these pieces, let's see, and some of these have wire in them, some don't. We'll just start kind of poking them down in here. And now we'll glue them down to make them behave a little better. But this is just going to give us an idea of how we can get them to do. And you can push them under these if you can get them under there. Like I said, we'll glue all this down, but it's easiest to me if I start seeing if I can kind of get the look I want and then come back and glue everybody together. So. And normally I would be doing this. We go over and sister and Mama and Annie. We go to Annie's. We did a bunch of Annie's at Annie and Daddy's at Thanksgiving, but he is not feeling good. He is, they're waiting for his COVID test to come back. I'm pretty sure it's positive because he has no sense of taste and is not feeling good, but it is, I think I've told y'all before, he was, he worked for the sheriff's department. My dad was a deputy sheriff my whole life, and he now is a bailiff in the court. And he said that it's all over the courthouse. That they've shut down the DA's office right now. Even though they've been trying to be super careful, and but you know, I mean, the court has to go on. I mean, let's be honest. And so it is just everywhere. And he said he feels terrible. Like I said, I've told y'all before, I think we got it at Disney in November. And you know, then people say, oh, well, it wasn't here then. And then I heard on the news last night that they're saying they know it was here at the 1st of December. Well, let me tell you what, it was here at the end of November, because that's when we went to Disney. And we were fine, I was fine, we were just going around doing our thing. And lo and behold, by the time we left that day, I was like, I got hit by a Mack truck. I slept for 2 weeks solid. They couldn't figure out what was wrong. They finally decided it was something bacterial because it didn't respond to antibiotics, nothing. So I don't know if I want that piece up at the top, y'all, to be quite honest. I think we're going to take this guy out. We'll see, maybe we'll come back to him in a little bit, but I don't like him right there. And now this little thing is going to be ornery. So like I said, I think that a portion of us have already had it, but it was horrible. And if it's worse than what we had, I can't be getting it because I can't take that kind of luck. It was so bad. Baby's little sister was out of school for nearly 2 months. She went with us and got it. I mean, it was bad stuff. It was just bad stuff. And you're just gonna keep on pushing your stuff in. Like I said, we'll come back and glue this down. So if it's not exactly how you want it, you're just kind of looking at color placement right now. Is it the place I want? Do I want that kind of a color right there? Do I want that kind of a look right there? Oh, he's too heavy to be up there, I think. We'll go with him here. I like my weight wherever the bow is at, so most of my pine cones and things will stay closer to the bottom. If you want it going all around, it does not matter. Just try not to work in 4s. I know people say that, but try to work in 3s or 5s. That is not an absolute. Sometimes you have a hole and you need to poke something in there, but the tendency for people to make things a square, if they start out using 4, is hard. People, you want to go here, 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 and you end up with stuff looking like a square. So go here, 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 like this. You want your shape to keep on going that direction. Now, if you're making yourself a square wreath, you better get you 4. That's how that's gonna go. I think she's already in there watching Abby Catcher. And these ones I do think came from Joann's. Let me see if it says on here. It does. These were on Joann's and they were half price. Lord, where's my water? I'm about to start coughing. Hold up. Hang on, y'all. Hold, please. Lordy, I think I inhaled a piece of fake snow. That ain't no good. And they were on half price, and so they were, this one's 15, so they were $7.50, and this is a nice size, little bush of stuff. It's got a lot of good stuff on it. I hope y'all made some bows last night. Bow making is one of my favorite things. Don't forget to poke some stuff back here kind of behind your bow so that when the postman and people come up to the door, it ain't just a big necky hole back there. I don't have anything really, I usually have more little floppy things around here like, and I don't guess I've come across them yet in my bins, but oh well. We will work with this and go on. And I've told you before, I'll take this next roll and I'll make a little loop here and I'll just run it to the top of the door and put the little tacks in the top of the door. And that way it won't, it doesn't put any holes in the door. Y'all know I told y'all before, James Williams is trying to save all our walls and our doors and all our things for something. I don't know what he's saving it for, but he's saving it for something. Lord. So that way I will not have any more holes than I have to have. Now I will tell y'all, in a bowl, I do get disturbed if people put 2 things in a bowl like this because it looks like eyeballs. So here again, that's just another of my little weirdnesses. That's how I do, or don't do. Don't have no sense, I guess, about things like that, but that's how my brain works, and I don't like little eyeballs sticking out. I do have, I don't know what that thing is. I don't know what that is. I said, we'll make all this stuff behave a little better when we glue it. I'm not concerned about it being like so incredibly full of stuff. I just like it to be fluffed, not crowded, not overdone. See a few more of these things here, y'all. I keep forgetting to look if I'm stepping in and out of the frame or not. Sorry if I am. I need a little piece of this. And y'all see I have wire cutters and everything, you know, where I step in and out and pick up this, pick up that, and I'm like, this is how I work like a crazy person. My friend Sarah is very organized, and we'll be doing stuff sometimes, and she'll say, why are you doing that way? And I'm like, what? And, you know, I'll just be doing something in a way that just is killing her because I don't have the most logical, efficient, I guess is the word. I don't have the world's most efficient brain. It just do what it do. And I don't ask a lot of questions with it. And I probably should ask more questions than I do, but I don't. And yeah, she'll say, why are you doing that like that? And I'm like, what? And it never even occurs to me that I'm doing something like completely backwards and bizarre until she goes, well, I'm just wondering why you're doing that the hard way. Is it? Oh wait, it is. That's me. She is very, like, thinks that way though, and very efficient. Between she and Nay, those two friends of mine, you could get anything done. Literally anything in the world. My brain, however, not so much. It just kind of does what it does, and that's probably getting close to being enough, y'all. I may put a few of these bigger pine cones in here. I told myself I wasn't going to, but I may do. I wish I were here. It's funner to do these things when you have somebody to talk to. And to say, no, you have to see like what, oh dang, y'all, sorry. When we're all sitting there, you know, Annie will say, oh no, you need something right here, or you need something over there. And so that like really helps immensely. If you have somebody around to kind of, oh no, you need this, I'll move that over there. Oh wait, you know, that is so helpful. But I don't have that today, so here we go. We're just gonna make it work. Today I'm by myself, like we're all, so many of us being by ourselves right now. I think I'm gonna steal one of them little pine cones off of there. Or maybe some of the, oh, I haven't put my snowberries in yet. That's part of the problem too. Okay, let's take you guys out. Because I forgot the snowberries. These are fabulous. But they do, when they do them like that, they stick together. These, when you get these like this, you can just pull, okay? Rather than cut them, it's nice to have this little tail to weave in. So if you get this little tail right here, let's see. What if we come, let's pull you out. Let's put you in there. Let's see, we will glue you in there in a minute too. And I started to have some Christmas music on. I was afraid that y'all could not hear me? I did get a request for singing, but I don't know. Y'all might turn the TV off if y'all hear me sing. I like to sing. I used to sing in church choir. I always just figured it's because I needed more bodies there, though. I can't read music or anything, so I was sitting next to Linda, and I'd have to say, "Hey, is that the sound we're supposed to be making?" And she'd say, "Yeah, you're making it." Because I do not know how to read music or anything like that, which I do wish I did know. That's one of the things that I wish I had found out and learned growing up was more about music. I don't know anything about it except that I like it. I don't know how to read music. My mama could play the piano. The oldest baby, the daughter played the drums. The oldest baby can pick up anything and play it. He can sit down at a piano and play anything. He doesn't play in a band, but he can hear something and just roll with it and play it. And that is a fabulous gift to me. I can't imagine being able to do something like that, but the littlest one played the trumpety thing. They did a little bit of band, but as they got bigger, here, and I don't know if it's that way everywhere, but here you usually kind of either do sports or you do music or band. It's not, the coaches and things don't play nice together. They don't, so that you can, kind of do both. You either have to pick either or, and I think that's kind of I don't know, that's kind of a shame in my mind, but because in my mind you should kind of be able to do several things. Okay, we're going to start gluing some of this down and see where we're at. So I'm going to move some of our wire here. And y'all, I'm blathering on forever, and I hope y'all are just stitching away or whatever. I have been working on my ABCs, my winter ABCs by Little House Needleworks. I've been working on that last night and this morning a few minutes while I was just trying to wake up, so. Hope y'all are just stitching away while we're sitting here. We're gonna start gluing some of this stuff down. And so see, you got all the crazy strains when you have your glue gun. But this one gets super hot, and if you have one of these that gets super hot, please be super careful, because you ain't be trying to burn your hands off. But just start at the top and start kind of patching things on as you go down. We'll give it a good shake when we're finished to be sure that it's kind of doing what it's supposed to. And just kind of hold it and let it get where it wants to be. And it's sticking to other things. It doesn't all have to stick right onto the wreath, but it all needs to stick to something. If that makes any sense. This guy here. And once it cools a little bit, you can kind of tug on things and tell. If you see this one, I thought I caught it, but I didn't. He's still sliding back out. So we're gonna go in again. Sometimes your glue will just fall right through. It's not as bad as if you're doing an evergreen, but if you're doing these, your glue can kind of just fall right through on you and not stick where you thought it was going to. This one I kind of wove in here. We're gonna give it some good glue anyway. I don't think any of it's falling through on the cabinet. It does come off well though, even if it does, if it gets on the countertop, it comes off pretty nicely. Just let it get cool. Ooh, ouch. Did it. Caught my finger on there. Now we're gonna go right on the back of this ribbon here. I'm just gonna put a big run of it and then push it down. That very last biggest loop, we just did a big run of it and pushed it on here. Same thing on here. We're gonna, that guy's loose. Pull this guy up out of the way for the minute and then come on, glue. And then we're just gonna push him down on here. Now, see there, right there. Just see it just rolls off. Make sure you have plenty of glue sticks. See, this guy here is getting nice and caught over there. And here's my stinky newspaper over here. If you can get it right up here on the stem, if you're wanting to just poke it in, don't put it on the very tip, put it up a little bit, and then just run it down in there. And that way it's down in the branches when the glue starts hardening. You put it right on the tip and you start pushing in, sometimes it'll start setting up before you can get it pushed all the way in. So if you come up the stem a little bit, so instead of putting your glue here, put your glue right here. And then when you're pushing in, it's gonna catch it a little bit better. Now I wanted this long, oh dang that, it's not dry yet. Come on now, get dry. Now see this little piece right here don't need to be here. So we're just gonna cut it off right here and put it up the top. Y'all, I'm just blathering on forever. I told y'all I could. Y'all know me. Y'all know me. Y'all know I talk a hole in the fence. That's the truth. I think that's the worst thing about all this is being lonely. Like I said, usually we haven't been hit too hard and I would be over at Daddy's, you know, doing stuff and doing this all together with, you know, Annie and my sister and some of the nieces, and, you know, we have the grandbabies over there. Dax would be running around with the girls. They'd be having a big time. And here we are, you know, just sitting there by ourselves. So at least I have y'all to talk to, I guess, and then y'all have me to listen to. I think I'm getting the better end of that deal. Well, I don't know, I'm still having to hear myself. I just wish I had y'all here so I could hear you talk back. I thought about trying to do one of these live. Y'all chime in and let me know what you think about doing a live Vlogmas. I think if I figure out how to do live and go live, that y'all can post, like, and if I pay attention, I can read what y'all are putting and saying, you know, and asking questions or things. I think we can go like that, but I'm not positive. But in my brain, that would work. Okay, this guy here, okay. All right. Okay, now if we come back in with some big pine cones, I think I can cut some of these guys off here. They don't all need to be down in here probably. We can put some of them up here at the top. See that little piece we whacked off? We're just gonna run some glue on it and poke it right in there. Hot, hot, hot. This is a really old glue gun. Can y'all see that? Man, that got me. Yike. He gets hot for reals. We may want to switch you around more like that. We're going to try to get that guy kind of right there. See if it'll dry. And then we're going to put some bigger pine cones down here at the bottom at this weightier kind of a place. Maybe we'll go this way when that guy's on the inside. So maybe we'll flap you up that way. Nope, we want you this way. We want you this way, so maybe we will go with you right. Also, sometimes it's easier than trying to glue these guys. This piece of, okay, so you have your pine cone, you have your wire. Just wrap it around, okay? So even if you want to attach them to a tree or anything, you can use little thin paddle wire, and then you don't have to, because there is a little weight to these things, you don't have to worry so much about the glue holding all that, because they will, the little, I don't know, I'm gonna call them leaves, but it's not a leaf on pine cone, whatever it is gonna, they will break off. Oh, now I know you're back there. Glue him to try to hold him here. Let's see if I can get it to grab right there. And that's how we will kind of push down here. Come on now. Of course, it ain't going to grab. And that's what we do have it wired in. It don't really matter that much, but hot, hot, hot. Okay, now let's see where we got 1,050,000 holes left. Okay, now let's try to bend this one up and out and down and around, and okay, so we have 1, 2, so we only have one over here. So I'm getting all pumper jog here with my pine cones. We'll go with one here. Sorry y'all, I moved the wire back over here now. Y'all have to look all at the top of my head and everything when I bend under. Lord y'all, I've been going on with this forever. But this is kind of how I do. I just kind of stand around and I'm not rushing. I don't have nothing else to do, so. I will probably do the porch decorate tomorrow. Hopefully it won't be pouring rain. I need to look at the weather report. Come on now. I swear when I do this by myself, it don't take this long. guess it don't really matter opposed to how much they cost when you go somewhere and then buy them. I'm always about to die when I see what they want to charge for a wreath at places. There we go. Because I can't hardly never believe how much they want to charge for those things. Okay, we haven't really glued much on this side. That side I'm pretty, I can live like that. I can live with that one on that side. This side here, we need to get this little guy, we may move. That's the joy of not gluing down yet. We can move this guy to the outside here. And then we come over here, we're gonna go this side here with this guy. So, and then we can put that piece in. So that's the thing about not gluing everything in as you go, in my opinion. I like to do, kind of get an overview of what I'm doing, and then come back and start gluing on one side. And then I'll come back and glue the other side as I go down. I just wanted something real natural looking out there on the porch. Not super froofy at all. James's mom, I gotta get hers done and taken over to her. She doesn't ever decorate super early anyway. She said she might more this year than she ever has before, but we took her the one over there for fall, and I've got her a little church house. What else is in it? It's got a church house that went a little star. That's what I found, and they were like at the Dollar Tree. I don't think I brought them in here. I'll show y'all. I'll show y'all when I make them the next one, but I thought I'd put her a little white star here and it's a little church house down here, and she'd like that. So that's what Grandma Billy's getting on hers, and I don't think she'll ever watch it, so I don't think it matters. I don't even know if she knows how to do these at all. Okay, now this guy here is not paving like I'm wanting to very much, but maybe he will in a little bit. There we go. Okay, then let's go right here with this guy. And the other thing is, you don't want everything to kind of land on the top. You want some to go the inside, some to go the outside. So you want outside, inside, outside. You see what I'm saying? So, and then in, and then out. Swip your things back and forth like this. You know, nature don't grow in a straight line. And here again, if straight line's your thing, that's fine, you do you. But I kind of like to wiggle woggle my stuff around from side to side, and this way and that way. And okay, we need a little greenery here. That kind of, I guess I did get him glued. I didn't think I got him glued good, but maybe he is. He's wired, so, and we don't use our front door a ton, but it does need to be able to stay in one piece when somebody's opening and shutting the door. That's for sure. Okay, so we got and if you're me, you'll always end up with one side you like better than the other side. Just get ready. Such is life, I guess. It makes no sense, but it is what it is. Okay, so then we're gonna go this piece here. Yep. Here. So just a little piece I pulled off the other end, like that. Like I said, I'm just pretending like y'all are sitting here with me. You know, I guess y'all are playing on your phones. That's why you're not talking back to me. Yeah, that's it. waste any berry. I'm just gonna clip off this little bit, this one. And then I'm gonna go right up here with this guy. Yeah. And heaven forbid we waste even one berry. I mean, you don't have to answer to the berry police whenever you, oh, see, now I've got a few more here and a few more twigs. This one came with a little set of twigs on here. So let's clip these guys off. There with him, and what did I do with these ones? See, I have a little flat, ugly place right here. So where I glued something down wrong or something ain't right here. I don't yank it. There we go. But now see that piece is ugly. There we go. That's better. I somehow managed to stick those down really tight and it looked ugly and weird. So glue that little berry right there. Why not? I'll waste a berry. Okay. Like I said, I don't mind seeing my wreath through here. I'm not trying to cover up the whole wreath or anything. I will take now, because I'm getting close, and I will put a little dab of glue and push these two guys together. You have to be really careful because you're going to burn your fingers through the ribbon. But I don't want to see the wire, anything else. So I'm going to push these guys together and hope for the best. Yeah, see, those guys are going to hide that right there. Perfect. Perfectly covered that up, and now we're going to start clipping our ends. I like to do them in a V. I will say that at the flower shop over the years, people get really crazy about this and will even say, I mean, if I see somebody with the ribbons cut on a slant, it don't hurt my feelings, all right? I'm not offended, but I mean, we've had people say, and don't you dare cut my ribbons in a V, they have to be cut on a slant, and vice versa. I mean, I guess you're paying for it, you know, you do you, but I can't be thinking that hard about stuff. At all. At all. Okay, and that's not the kind of thing that's going to get me losing any sleep. I'll guarantee you. I'm completely out of camera view. You can just barely see the top of my head. Okay, y'all. Now, I think that is pretty much what I want. Now I will take, when I'm done, and try to unhook him off here. Like I said, I put a little pipe cleaner, Chanel stem, to hold it onto the cabinet doors. And then give it a good shape, which little pieces of that are gonna come down, but that way you're gonna be sure that you're glued in pretty good. Tug on it, but here we go. I think we're pretty much, I think I'm pretty okay with that. I just wanted a pretty natural looking, kind of like I just grabbed some stuff out of the woods. If you want to, baby. And I think we're just gonna, I think that's gonna do. I think that's gonna do just fine. And Hey, Aria, you want to come sing a Christmas song? No? No singing? You want to put on your pajamas? Should you put your pajamas in here if you want to put them back on? Yeah, it's okay. It's getting better. Put your jams on so you don't be freezing. I'm finishing up my video. Yeah. All right.
Can I see what I usually do if I have the pajamas? I lay them down on the floor and then get it in, but if it's not...
And then you sit on them and put your legs in? She's got feety pajamas on and she has a great technique here.
No, first I put on my
Oh, the arms first?
Yeah, then I get up and then when I get my arms in, I lay it back down and then I put it in my feet.
What a great idea.
So I don't get it backwards where I can't see the zipper.
Truth.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to sing Rudolph with me? Come on. No, didn't you sing it at dance?
Yeah, but I don't want to sing it.
Can I sing it? All by myself I have to sing it? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it. What did it do? All of the other reindeer used to, what did they do? You don't remember? Did they laugh and call him names? They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. And then what? Was it, and then one Halloween day?
Yep.
It was Halloween? No. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph with your nose so green. Was it green?
No, it's silver.
It's silver?
Yeah, remember it? It's so shiny.
But what color is it?
Right.
Bright. In the song it says bright, doesn't it? Rudolph with your nose so bright, won't you glide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer, what'd they do?
Get people presents.
Then how the reindeer loved him. And then what? Oh, no more. No more singing with me or helping me today. Y'all, we're at nearly an hour, so I'm sure y'all are tired of hearing me yabber on. But we got the wreath finished. Aria and I will make a picture of it to use as the cover. And hey, do you want to come show Candy Cane in the picture and hot cocoa? No? Okay. And we will see y'all tomorrow on December 3rd. Bye.